Oh my God, this is gonna be horrible. Horribly awesome. All right, I got all three drones up in the air. We got the Neo ProMax from HoverAir and the HoverAir X1. Let's do a little follow mode while I jump on my bike, and let's see how long they will last without them crashing into each other. Yes. Let's take it all three. Yeah. Ah, that's awesome. Oh, I lost one. Where'd you go, Max? What happened? What happened, huh? All right, guys, just got back from my first flight and comparison of the HoverAir X1 ProMax with the DJI Neo, as well as the HoverAir X1. And this is not gonna be a full review video, mainly because of the fact that there were some settings on here that I was kind of looking for, but they weren't there yet. And I actually did email HoverAir and they did reply back. And the first setting that I saw, because of the fact that this is an 8K drone, you're able to shoot 8K footage out of it. The one thing I saw in these settings when I was setting up my parameters for the quick shots was that the 8K option wasn't available for all of the quick shots. And for the most part, I was like, okay, maybe it's just some limitations on certain ones. But the only two that I got working were the zoom out, or the droney, if you're on the DJI side, the zoom out shot where the drone just pulls back, as well as the rocket shot where the drone flies up above you, points the camera straight down. Those were the only two I was able to get working in 8K. Also, if you are to fly the drone in manual mode, which means you can control it with your mobile device, you can fly the drone that way, yes, you can fly in 8K. So I was a little bummed to hear that, because of the fact that I think a lot of people are expecting this thing, especially in the follow modes. I think that was the one that was marketed the heaviest, that you can have a drone follow you and you can shoot in 8K. That one wasn't ready yet, as well as the dolly track. That one still isn't ready yet in 8K. You are able to shoot both of those in 4K up to 60 frames a second, but it is missing that 8K option. So I did reach out to HoverAir and they actually replied back saying there is going to be a firmware update on the HoverAir to include the 8K in both dolly track and in the follow function. But with that said, there's also some stuff we'll talk about after I show you guys some side-by-side video footage. Because of the fact that this is an 8K camera, the camera sensor is bigger on the HoverAir X1 ProMax compared to the Neo and the original X1. And it can also shoot 4K 60, which are both higher resolution than the X1, as well as higher resolution than the Neo. So even though I had those roadblocks, I still wanted to put these drones up in the air just to see initially how the quality looks straight out of camera. So all this footage I'm gonna be showing, side-by-side comparisons, are straight out of camera, everything's set to normal, and also no post-processing. I didn't reduce any sharpening. Pretty much all of them have been updated firmware-wise, and I threw them up in the air. And here are some side-by-side shots of these drones right here. Those are some side-by-side shots, so let me know what you guys think of the quality coming out of the HoverAir X1 ProMax. I think the quality actually looks really, really good, especially when you see it side by side. Now, granted, we do have a big price difference now with the Neo and with the HoverAir, the X1 and the X1 ProMax. This is $199, and this one right here is definitely a lot more. I will put the most recent price list down below as well on screen because I think it has been changing a little bit since its release. So overall, my first impression of the drone, while I do love the build quality over the X1, it feels really, really robust and feels really nice in the hands. Just feels like a lot more of a, I would say, stable drone, well-built drone, especially compared to this one here. Now, there's definitely a bunch of bugs that I think HoverAir is going to need to iron out. I did have the app freeze, the beacon just wasn't connecting, the right way, as well as the 8K. I was bummed to see that we did not have 8K in Follow Me because I think that was one of the things that was marketed heavily. And that's something I'm definitely gonna want to see on this drone. However, the 4K 60 footage still looks really, really good coming out of the Pro Max. Another thing I hope to see as far as an update on the Pro Max is giving us further distance away when we're doing some of these smart shots or these quick shots. With some of the quick shots, you weren't able to push it out a lot further, which I thought you would be able to. So hopefully they can give us a little bit more distance on this drone. Again, this is not a full review. This is just my first flight, first impressions experience. Make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel as I come out with more videos on the HoverAir once these updates come out. And of course, if you guys got value from this video, a big like would be much appreciated. This is Ultra Stasio with FlytPath.com. I'll see you in the next one. Take care. Yeah, stuck behind a tree. It's all good. Boo. There you go. Come on. Come on. This way.